Hey everyone, I'm Vic. I'm the host of Comic Books Beyond podcast. Today we're here to do a quick review of Spider Man Brand New Day. Now, the hype around this movie is pretty high, the hype is pretty real. I overall really did enjoy this movie. I'm not going to bury the lead, that's not my style. This is my first movie review on YouTube. I don't like to give numerical scales. I think they're very reductive and they don't really tell me anything. Instead, what we're going to do is we are going to give you a non spoiler section, then a spoiler section with specific examples of things I like and things I don't like. And we'll give you a very clear divide in between the two. All right, so first of all, this movie is very good. This is a Peter that I've been wanting to see for maybe since Spider-Man 2. I prefer a little bit of an older Peter. That's just who I grew up with. My first issues were around 97, 98, where Peter had already seen a lot of stuff. Um, this movie very clearly has an older Peter. I don't think that's a spoiler at all. He's out of high school. It starts off in the few, or out of, he's been 4 years out of high school. It starts off the first few minutes that way. Now, this is the fourth movie in a series. What I liked about this one is you didn't really need to have seen the other movies to appreciate this one. I think context from them would have helped more than anything, but there was no big callbacks, no references. This feels almost like a fresh start, and I think this might be considered the first of another trilogy. I don't really follow the production side of anything. Honestly, I try to avoid press of everything as much as I can. I'll watch reviews after I've seen the thing just to check how my opinions work. This movie is a little bit on the long side, but it doesn't really stop. There's no point where I felt bored or felt like I wish this wasn't here. There are major sections anyway. There's a couple things I wish they did differently, but no movie is perfect. So this movie felt very cohesive to the Marvel Universe. It felt very integrated, but it also didn't feel like I really needed to have seen everything else, kind of just piggybacking off. The movie's conclusion and themes really wrapped up nicely together for me. There was a couple issues I had with the villain that I just didn't find productive, and it's not what I wanted to have seen. There was some there was a subplot in here that I thought could have been tightened up. I didn't need to go away, but there was, we'll call it, it's really hard to say if it's the secondary or primary antagonist of the film because I think those roles actually flip and it does it quite nicely. Um, there is the inclusion of the Punisher. We all know he is in the film. He was in the production material, and you've probably seen the movie already. I really thought he stole the show constantly. I have gotten into the Punisher in the past few years, and John Barenthal's Punisher is great. He felt very natural, and I really like the dynamic between him and Spider Man. There's other little Marvel characters that pop up here and there. I'm not going to name them until we go into spoilers. And overall, they just felt pretty natural to me, but I think there could have been better choices. All right, we're going to go into spoiler territory now. All right, so I want you to be able to get away from this video for spoiler reasons. So, what I'm going to do, instead of giving you a countdown, I'm going to read the first paragraph of the Wikipedia entry of the hot dog. A hot dog is a grilled, steamed, or boiled sausage served in a slit of a particular or partially sliced bun. The term hot dog can also refer to the sausage itself. The sausage used is a Wiener, Vienna sausage, or a Frankfurter, Frankfurter Würstchen, also called a Frank, much like the Punisher. The names of these sausages commonly refer to their assembled dish. Hot dog preparation and condiments vary worldwide. Common condiments include mustard, ketchup, relish, onions, and tomato sauce and cheese sauce. Other toppings include sauerkraut, jalapenos, chili, grilled cheese, coleslaw, bacon, and olives. Now, if you're still with me, I didn't read the whole paragraph. So let's go into spoilers. You had ample time to get away. If you don't want spoilers, sorry. It's your fault now. We are going full frontal. So let's talk about some of the things I liked and some of the things I didn't like. The things that I really liked about this movie is you saw the little characters pop up. We got Bruce Banner, who was integral to the plot. Now, I thought this when I initially saw the movie, and I've heard a few other reviews, including Talking Comics, talk about this. That could have been another character, and the common one goes to Kurt Connors, which was his college professor. We haven't really had Kurt Connors. We haven't had Kurt Connors at all in this, but he is a very popular Spider-Man character. We also could have had Doc Ock here. We had those characters' variants in the last movie. I don't think it would have been hard to include one of those two. Even Norman Osborn, he is noticeably absent from these movies. Him and J. Jonah Jameson are not in these movies, and they're two of my favorite characters from the Spider-Man side of things. We have a scene with Yelena, which at first I had some issues with because they're meeting in a hot tub, which I was a little worried at first. Is this just an excuse to make a scene with, oh, here's two attractive people hanging out? But the dynamic was actually really good, and I think it's a fun thing for her character. They met in a hot tub. Peter kept his mask on, and they just kind of hung out in a hot tub. It was cool. We have the inclusion of the hand from Daredevil. Now, here's where I'm going to go on a little bit of a issue. We don't get Daredevil. Why? We have a cop who was played by an actress whose name I don't know. I'm not good with that stuff. I'll try to put it in the credits. Her character was pretty good, and she's the one of the actresses from The Bear. Really good. That I really enjoy her acting, but I think this is more of a missed opportunity than anything. Part of Peter's subplot is that he can't really control his powers and he needs to learn how to do it. And we have him meeting with Bruce Banner to help create a power inhibitor. And there's a lot of talk there about the morality of power inhibitors. It's good stuff. It could have been with anybody, like I said. But the cop subplot was to show a human connection. If we just had Daredevil here, he feels overwhelmed by his powers. That's kind of his whole thing. Why wouldn't we just include him? I don't know. And we had Matt Murdock in the last book or last movie. So I'm just confused by that choice when you had such an obvious win. Now, the villain in this movie was Sadie Sink's character, Jean Grey. I liked the execution. I didn't like the fact that it was Jean Grey. I'm just going to be straight with you. This is not the Jean Grey I recognize. I haven't been keeping up with X-Men, but you could have used so many other villains here, so many other characters, literally anything. Her thing was mind controlling, jumping from body to body, which is kind of a Jean Grey thing, but this just didn't feel like Jean Grey. And then at the end, we kind of woozy, she's fine. Like, she got a lot of people killed or horribly maimed. And I know she has a tragic backstory, but like, that just rubbed me the wrong way. That kind of wraps up all my thoughts on this move. I did overall really like it, even if I have those couple complaints. It mostly comes down to there's a couple logic problems with the Jean Grey and just not what I wanted. And there was just some missed opportunities with the not including of characters like Daredevil, like just a different character than the Hulk. Like, it's not bad that he was there, but we had two variants of these characters. Why not just include? If it were me, I would have included Doc Ock, just so we could eventually set him up for a proper this version of Peter's Doc Ock. All right, guys, be good to each other. If you're interested in more thoughts, check out the podcast. Links on the screen. Take care, everybody.